Hey gang, welcome back to Joe Daddy's Garage. It is Wednesday, November 3rd, 2021, and I am starting a new project. I'm going to work on this 2004 Honda Civic that was hit in the right front, so it has collision damage. I even broke out my old body shop t-shirt so I could start working on it. But I want to take you on the process of rebuilding this car and getting it back on the road. Now, I'm not building a show car. I'm building a driver. This car will be for sale when I'm done with it. I already have somebody interested in buying it, but it needs some attention. And I'll go over what it needs and hopefully show you how to fix something like this. Stay tuned. So as I said, this is a 2004 Honda Civic. It has 201,000 miles on it, but it still runs like a champ. You can see the front end damage here. Apparently they rear-ended somebody and everything went above the frame rail, thankfully. So the damage is all sheet metal, core support, and I'll open the hood and show you more of that in a minute. But I'm going to be replacing the bumper cover, the hood, the fender, the core support, radiator, some of the pieces and parts, you know, that are involved with that. And I'll be putting in 2 new headlights so they match. Again, the panels will only be panel painted. I don't see any value in trying to paint this to match. It's not going to be, you know, a show car. The car itself has some other damage here on the side. There's some paint scraped off where they maybe have, you know, bumped something. I don't know. It has some hail damage up on the roof, which is not uncommon. You know, we all have seen cars go through a hailstorm. It also has some on the deck lid. Lots of little dimples. I don't know if you can see all that or not. But overall, the car is in great shape. I have all the pieces for it, and I want to get started on it and move on. You know, get this car fixed and out of my way. So if you look at the inside, this thing's in fantastic shape. Seats are nice. The whole dash, everything is nice and in great shape. In the back, same thing as far as the seats go, but I also have all pieces and parts in here that go to this car. There's the fender and the radiator, the headlight pieces. I do have, let me get into the trunk real quick. In the trunk, I have what's left of the nose piece, so I have a new nose piece for it and everything. The set of headlights. Again, I have a new hood, a bumper cover, all that stuff. I'll pull all that stuff out and show it to you, but this is what I'm working on. And I said I would show you what it looks like under the hood, and here it is. You can see core support is just mangled. There's no saving that whatsoever. I think the battery is, I know it's no good. I had to jump start it to make it run. You know, a little bit dirt, debris, and junk up under here, which is pretty normal for a car that's been sitting. But all this other stuff, this mount point for the bumper and the headlight, you know, all that stuff's going to get replaced. Like I said, the radiator, the condenser, well, the AC still works, believe it or not. So I'm going to try to straighten out that condenser and keep it without breaking any AC lines loose. I don't want to do that. So, needs a little cleaning up, but good car. So there's the core support out of its packaging. You know, these are just kind of a thin skeleton type structure to hold things in place like the headlights and the radiator and all that. Bumper cover, this is in primer. That's a big plus. The grill piece is not in primer. I'll have to work on that a little bit. Fender, good shape. Again, 2 new headlights. Radiator. New hood latch is in this bag. And a new hood hinge. You know, in these cars, when they take an impact in the front, the hinge is usually what takes some of the abuse, and it'll get bent, and I'll show more on that later. But there you have all the main pieces that I think I'm going to need. Oh, yeah, and there's that bracket that goes under the headlight and supports the headlight and the bumper cover. So I'm going to tear this thing down. Okay, so this is day one. This isn't a lot of work that I had to do to get this apart. I did find that there were some clips that just were too brittle. You know, they broke off. Couldn't do anything about that. This is kind of weird. They have these clips inside here to go into the fender. They go this direction. So when you slip the fender in, and then this sits against the fender, and then the clip goes through it. So there should be this kind of pin right here. I didn't notice that when I was trying to get them apart. They just kind of broke. But these kind of pins you push in the center like that, and then the pin itself will come out. It's kind of a reverse of the standard style where you have the main body and then the centerpiece that locks into it. So that centerpiece pushes in. I can't get a hold of it right now. But yeah, there you go. So there you can see how that operates. A little bit different, but very, very practical. So to reset that, you push it back out, and it's hard to do with one hand. There you go. Get that back in the hole. Okay, so now I reset the pin. I had it too deep, but basically that'll allow these 4 tangs to press back in place, and it may take a little bit of effort to get it in there, but once you get it in, just push that flush, and that pin is locked in. As far as the damage on the car, this is what I expected to see. You know, this is pretty normal. You know, this stuff is designed to collapse and break and tear away. I was a little concerned because of this standoff. You probably saw in the time lapse where I took the new core support and set it up here so I could see, and it does have this in place. So what I'll have to do is drill out, get these spot welds off, a variety of places here. And I'll probably, before I do much else, I will pull on this. I want to try to get this away from the engine and stuff as much as I can, and so I'll hook a hook on it and play around, maybe a come along or something like that, and just kind of pull this away. On this side, nothing really is out of the ordinary. The only concern is this hood hinge. I didn't want to buy, well, I didn't buy 2. I didn't think this one was bent. But I do see that there's cracked paint right there, so that tells me that this is slightly bent. I might be able to straighten this one out though. It doesn't look like this assembly is, or this part of the assembly is bent. So if I can squeeze that, maybe reshape it a little, should be able to reuse that one. Otherwise, everything else is good. The aprons are nice and straight. You can see the impact actually put a dent all the way over here where this power steering reservoir is. So it kind of flexed this, which is kind of normal. I'll have to look and see what condition the fans are in. I know that one housing I can see has some cracks or some pieces missing. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to continue on and try to get more done. But I think that'll be the end of this particular video. So at least you got to see the car and a teardown and some of the process involved with it. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for part 2. And until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya.